Today, on Be Something Wonderful, stop chasing reality and fulfillment and do this instead. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. It's Sunday here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Just to remind you, in a week from now, next Sunday at 9 a.m. in the morning, November 26, 2023, we're going to have our 8th live event to be broadcast exclusively on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel. I am going to be answering your questions that you've been sending to me at info@besomethingwonderful.com. Continue to send your questions. If you're a member of the channel, thank you for being a member of the membership channel. If you're not, there's a link below if you want to explore that. Okay, guys, big video today. It started with a session yesterday. This client that many of us ask, what do I do now? What do I do? I've been trying to manifest this for months. All sorts of processes, state akin to sleep, scripting, imagining, affirming, and all of that, right? And we got into that discussion that gap that you feel there is, that gap that you're seeing, right, between your desire and your wish and its fulfillment is created by you. That illusion is created by you, by your trying, by your efforting, by you trying to manifest it and then waiting for it. Right? Remember, it's never about trying and waiting. It's about moving to it and expecting that unfoldment in 3D reality. It's already there. Your wish is already fulfilled. That desire has already been granted. And a big example of this is this morning, I read this email from a subscriber, and it's powerful. And keep in mind, she's talking about this after she watched a video. She referenced another video, Stop Chasing Abundance, and began catching it. A video that's on the channel. And I left a link below in the description so you can watch it. Here's what she says. After I first listened to that video for 4 hours on a loop this morning, I was led to some inspired action. So she did do something, but it was inspired. Remember, she's moving from that higher place of fulfillment here. I was led to some inspired action that led me to meeting a really big client with even bigger energy and vibe that fits exactly with who I am. They sent me a sum of money I wasn't even charging, and a proposal of all they'd like to hire me for. So she didn't have to do anything. This client chased her. Some inspired action. She didn't get into detail here. But this is and she said the inspired action was the most natural course of action I could have ever imagined. And then they reached out to me first. They reached out to her first, gave her money that she wasn't even charging, and then a proposal to hire her. Think of this, right? She stopped chasing it and allowed it to catch up with her, right? And this is what she said. What I had been saying to myself, now she's getting into a little bit more of her process, her technique. What I had been saying to myself was all morning, while listening to this video, I stopped chasing abundance and began catching it. My subconscious is now taking care of me. I've got this. I always get whatever I want, and I trust that. I love this. Hear this affirmation coming from an absolute place of truth within her. And remember, we talked about the subconscious. There's all that talk that I gotta reprogram it, that I've gotta conquer the subconscious to get what I want. She's just loving it. Do you see that I love this? Love your subconscious because it's consciousness. It's who you are. Subconscious or consciousness, it's all consciousness. It's all you. I love this. My subconscious is now taking care of me, showing that love. It's reciprocal, right? It's a law of reciprocity. She knows that it's taking care of her. It's not something to be overcome or something to be beat into where you try to program it, right? Beat it into following your orders. You consciously direct it through love, through the love of what you want. That's powerful. We talked a little bit about that yesterday in yesterday's video. So remember, trying to manifest creates the illusion of non-fulfillment. Trying to close or fill a gap that's not there. You're trying to close or fill a gap that's not there. You've got your wish, your desire, and then you create this gap of non-fulfillment. An illusion because it's not there. Your wish is fulfilled. Your desire is granted. It's done. Stop chasing fulfillment. Stop trying to manifest it. Right? That story, I'm trying to manifest, implies you're not source. That there's some other source and you need to try to convince it to give you what you want or to be that person you want to be. Like your subconscious trying to convince it that you are that person you declare yourself to be, that you already have what you want. You don't have to convince it, you have to love it. Right? Like she did. She loved it. She knows her consciousness is taking care of her. Awareness is taking care of her. God's taking care of her. My subconscious is taking care of me. You create that illusion of non-fulfillment. Manifesting and creating your own reality is a choice and a decision to be it and have it. It's a choice. It's a decision from within, right? To experience physically what's already a reality within you. To have the physical experience which you know is already done. You're not trying to believe it. You're not waiting for it. Instead, you're expecting it as source. Do you see the difference? You're not trying to believe something, it's already within you. You're not waiting for it, you're just expecting it as source. You're expecting the fulfillment, the physical experience of it, of what you already know within, to unfold. That's the difference. We've talked about that in many videos. Waiting and trying is exhausting because it creates a gap that you're efforting to fill that is not there. Do you see it? That's why it's so exhausting. The gap's not even real. It's not even there. It's something you create, and then you create this effort and struggle to overcome this thing that's not even there. Right? A desire cannot exist without its fulfillment. A wish cannot exist without it being granted. Take it for granted because all those wishes have already come true. They've been granted you. It's the law of one, the law of unity. Desire equals fulfillment. Wish equals fulfilled. It's the law. It's the law of one, the law of unity, the law of God. It's all one. This is what Genevieve Davis, the one that wrote the magic books that I've talked about many times on the channel, she says the path to everything you ever wanted is this simple. Do not resist anything. Remember, waiting is resisting. Right? Reacting is resisting. You're trying is resisting. Right? Allow it. It's already yours. Choose it. Allow it. Intend it. And then allow it to unfold. Waiting and trying is resisting the present moment. The now moment, where everything you want and everything you are is. Do you see it? So you're resisting the present moment where everything you could ever want already is. Waiting and trying is resisting the present moment, the now moment where everything you want already is and everything you are is already there. That's where the action is. That's where everything is. A Course in Miracles says this, I need do nothing. It means you need do nothing to make yourself holy or whole or fulfilled or complete. That's what that means. You're already there. There's nothing you got to do. There's no gap. You're already whole. You're already complete. You just need to recognize it, allow it, receive it. Right? You've set the intention. Now I'll let that unfold. Right? Do nothing means to do less than you could possibly imagine. Do less than you could possibly imagine. It's what the ancients meant in Scripture when they said, be still. Stop trying to manifest it. Stop efforting to make this happen. Cease striving. Cease wanting it and know that it's already yours. It's a different kind of wanting. It doesn't mean you don't want it, the physical experience. It means you have the knowing that it's done and the knowing that it will unfold and you will have the physical experience of what you already know. So you can expect it, right? That's the difference. And know that I am God. Be still and know that I am source, that it's all within me, that I am complete, that I am whole, that I am fulfilled. That's what they meant there. Very powerful. Do nothing with 3D conditions. Do nothing with your thoughts. Do nothing with your feelings. Do nothing with your reactions. Your changing thoughts are just manifestations or conditions of what you're assuming and believing. Your feelings are simply emotional reactions, hear this, to what you're thinking, assuming, and believing. They're emotional reactions. In other words, they're source energy being translated through the filter of your thoughts that creates an emotional reaction in your body. That's what feelings are. They're an emotional reaction. They're source energy being put through some filter or thought of something that is not your choice, of something that's not true of who you really are. Source energy always feels like excitement and bliss and joy. But when put through a thought or an assumption or a belief that's not true of who you are, that's not the reality of who you are, it doesn't feel good. It has that feeling of non-fulfillment, that feeling of I am not. Right? So emotion, source energy being translated through the filter of your thoughts creates an emotional reaction or a feeling in your body. Right? But do nothing with those. Feel them. Right? Don't ignore them. You have the thought, let it be there. You see the condition, let it be there. You have the reaction, let it be. And then move to fulfillment. Move to your idea of reality, your assumption of reality. All of these things are ideas about reality, of who you are, but they're not reality, and they're not who you are. You're the conditions, you're not the thoughts, you're not the feelings, you're not the reactions. You're not any of it. They're all taking place within the awareness of who you really are, right? They're you in the sense that they're taking place within your awareness, but they're not who you really are. They're a real experience in that awareness, and you're having that experience, but they're not who you really are. We've talked about that many times. So don't deny or resist your thoughts and feelings. Instead, choose what to believe and assume from the one belief and one assumption that's wholly unlimited. I am unlimited. That's the only belief and assumption that's wholly unlimited. You are that limitless source. That's why you're unlimited. Right? An awareness within which all conditions, both physical and mental, arise and live and move and have their being. As we've talked about in yesterday's video, right? You are that limitless source, an awareness within which all conditions, both physical and mental, arise and live and move and have their being. Efforting, trying, doubting, waiting implies a belief in a secondary or outside cause or source of your life experience of reality, and you are the one and only source. All of that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So remember, you are creating who you were, who you are, and who you will be right now in the present moment. Resisting the present moment makes no sense, but that's what you're doing. When you're doubting, when you're trying, when you're efforting, when you're asking, why isn't here? What's going on? What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my life? You're resisting it all, and therefore, remember, you're creating all of who you are right now. Therefore, resisting the present moment by wanting and waiting for it to be different, because that's what you're doing. You're wanting and waiting for it to be different than it is. Makes no sense. It makes no sense because all power flows through you and as you in every moment. So resisting the present moment by waiting and wanting for it to be different than it is makes no sense. Be that difference. Do you see it? Here you are. Here you are. Here's your past. Here's your present. Here's your future. Your horizontal linear experience. But look at, I have them all in dotted lines because they're always changing. Because in this vertical, in this now moment, you as that multidimensional being, as all versions, as all identities, as all roles of the real you, are determining who you were, who you are, and who you will be right now in all realities. Your conscious mind, the same in the one with that of your mind of that multidimensional personality, your conscious mind is the same mind as your multidimensional personality. The same conscious mind. It's the same conscious mind that is in every infinite reality. Every version of you is that same conscious mind, just seeing it through a different personal viewpoint of reality. But all versions, all identities are you. You have the knowledge of your entire multidimensional personality at your fingertips. This is what Seth through Jane Roberts says. You have the knowledge of all realities. You have the power of all realities right here flowing through you, through the physical you, through this vantage point right now. You have all of it, so you can change all of it. Your past, present, and future can be anything you want, deciding, but that all happens in the present moment through your multidimensional self. Right? You're giving directions to that multidimensional you through your assumptions, through your beliefs. It's the same mind. All of it, right? And you're the conscious center. You're the creative center of all of it, of that divine mind. That's a beautiful depiction of what's going on. It's all, you're determining it all right now. Your multidimensional personality Your true identity, the real you, is conscious in all identities, in all realities, in all roles, conscious of itself as all that is. It's the same conscious mind. Do you see it? Conscious. So, therefore, what you are consciously believing and assuming right now, through this vantage point, through this viewpoint, are like the directions given to the entire personality. I quoted this a few days ago, right, from Seth. Simultaneously organizing and reorganizing past experiences according to your current concepts of reality. Whatever you're consciously believing and assuming right now are like directions given to your entire personality. Simultaneously organize and reorganize past experiences according to your current concepts of reality. But what are those past experiences? All of those are past. You're living in all realities, all lives right now. Everything is past because it's all the now moment. You're creating your past, your past present, and your past future. Your experience of all that is being created right now. All those, quote, past experiences, you can imagine your future just as easy as you can imagine your past and your present. It's all past. It's all creation's finished. All that potential's already there. You just got to decide what you want to experience now. You created all. That potential's already there. Wow. That's powerful. So organizing all of it, all your experiences, past, present, and future, by your current concepts of reality or your current self-concept of yourself. The opposite of resistance is trust or surrender, right? And trust in your inner authority. Surrender to your greater identity, to your multidimensional personality that you are. That trusting that you are an infinite being, that you can direct that, give directions to that infinite being through who you are now, consciously direct that greater subconscious, that greater consciousness that you are. That's powerful. The question isn't what to do or should I do or what technique or what to do in 3D conditions. So you notice that client that shared that email this morning didn't ask those questions. She watched that one video on loop for 4 hours and then took action. That she said, and remember, when you're in, what is inspired action? Inspired action is not about the action you take. It's not about the specific action. It doesn't matter what you do. The inspiration comes from you as I am, from the higher you, from your multidimensional personality. And as you align with that, as you remember who you are, then whatever action you take is inspired. Whatever action you do works out, right? So it's not about doing, it's about being. The question is who, and the who is you, as I've used over and over again now. It's about being. Then whatever you do will be inspired, will be enchanted, will be the right action no matter what you think, feel, or see as conditions. No matter what you think, feel, and see. It doesn't matter if it's done from that beingness, from that knowingness. Right? Doing, trying, efforting, I am not creates the illusion of a gap and separation between what you desire and its fulfillment. Between the 3D conscious personality and the greater entire personality, the real you, the multidimensional personality. You create that gap. Doing, trying, and efforting, I am not, assumes you're not that greater personality. You can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't feel it, you can't follow its inspiration. You can't follow its nudges. You don't know. It creates that gap. Accepting, allowing, knowing, and being closes that gap because the gap is just an illusion. There is no gap. There is no separation between you and that higher you. You can only create that. Right? It closes the gap and dissolves the illusion. Right? It implies I am. Period. I am. I am what? I am that I am. I am whatever I assume I am. That's what accepting and knowing and being means. That's the true definition of allowing. Right? Assume fulfillment, and that's all you'll see. No matter what it appears to be. That's powerful today. So processes and techniques are great, but they don't create or manifest anything. Your conviction or your feeling of fulfillment does. The feeling that I am that person I say I am. That deep inner sense of conviction. That's what we're talking about. It's not a mere 3D translation of the feeling of fulfillment. It's for the fulfillment from within. Processes and techniques focus your attention and move your awareness on what's already yours. That's powerful. That's what they do. The reality is already created. You already have all that. The kingdom's yours. The processes and techniques focus your attention to move your awareness on what you intend, on what you want, what's already yours. Doing, efforting, and trying is not natural. That implies I am not. And that's impossible. Right? Fulfillment rests in your nature or your name as I am. Unlimited, multidimensional, whole, complete, fulfilled. What to do? Nothing. Choose it, assume it, be it, then expect it. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to worry about it. It's a different kind of waiting. It's expecting as source, as fulfillment. Expect the unseen reality to be seen because you know it's already within you. Stop chasing reality and fulfillment and do this instead. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. For joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, at TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel, where we have that live stream coming next Sunday. We have another video that's going to be released over the next day or two on the membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for joining. If you're not, check it out. There's a link below. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom in the studios here of Be Something Wonderful in Las Vegas. Until next time, with great love, light, and infinite gratitude once again, see you soon.